All right, guys, welcome back. We are trenching again today. The Ace Hardware called and said their trencher was ready to go. Don't know what that's going to consist of. Looks like there's still some oil where it was leaking, but we're just going to run it today. We're going to get this line in. So we're going to put a pass-through box right here because eventually we're going to end up having a shed that will be over in this region. So we're going to go ahead and put a pass-through box so we can run some electricity to this building, which is our cold storage building. And then we're going to run it over there to more of a shop space that would have more finished area and things of that nature. So we need to have some electricity going that way. We need electricity going into here. We're going to come along this white line. And so you can see where we kind of ended up the other day, which was over here, which I'm not a very good trencher. My trench line is super wonky, but we ended up having the trencher basically kind of start leaking oil all over right there. So we're going to come along this line, see my shadow, and we're going to go over there to the shed. So what we got going today is we got the ditch witch back. I'm going to go ahead and spin you guys back around. So we got the ditch witch back again. I don't know, it looks like it's a model 300, 800. I don't know what it is, but it's a ride-on ditch witch. Mrs. Forrow's right off in the distance over there. She's going to be filming some of this stuff. So we're going to get this thing going. If you have not seen a ditch witch or a trencher before, so what this thing's going to do is trench right here. I think it's 40 inches or something. Oh, there's Mrs. Forrow. Can you say hi?
Hey.
All right. So we got the trencher right here. She's going to grab the camera, take some video right here going on. So the trencher right here digs into the ground. We are going to run at 36 inches for our electrical line. Minimum around here is 24. We're going to go ahead and go to 36 so we don't have to worry about it in the future. Going to take that measurement down to 36 inches, so I'm going to check it out right over here. Do you want to grab the fire extinguisher just in case? All right, I'm going to grab a towel. So this is a little aggressive right here with the leaking. So I'm going to grab a towel, wrap around that, tie that. That's kind of a farmer fix for this for right now until we can get it figured out. I'm just going to run it here to get this line in. We'll take it back to town, let them worry about it. I'm not trying to treat their machine bad by any means, but I can't check the oil and this thing's leaking right on the exhaust. So we're having we're grabbing a fire extinguisher just in case, and we're gonna grab a towel. Got my towel, I'm gonna wrap it around those fittings just to try to hold it, and I'll just run it until it starts leaking again. Again, that smoke is from where the exhaust pipe right here is on the ditch witch. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this towel back here and kind of shove that up under there. That'll catch it for a while anyway, and we're getting close to 36 inches, so that means we can start going that way. So we are going to go down a skosh, and there's no exact measurement to a skosh. It's not metric or English or anything like that. It's just skosh. So I got to measure up, and we are going to go down a little further. Running. I think we're there. Woohoo! All right. Digging again. So I got it down to 36 inches. I'm probably over 36 inches, but I'm gonna start backing away from the shed, and then I'll measure again. We're running low on hydraulic oil, so I'm losing power. I can't get it to, I know I'm all snaky. I'm not trying to be. Safe to say they didn't get their leak fixed. Yeah, we're just puking oil, but I just got this to go. So, all right, I'm gonna go get a different towel and yeah. Key fell out. I don't know how that happened, but we're gonna go ahead and try firing this up again. I think we're getting pretty low on hydraulic fluid. Our throttle, our responses are really slow. It's taken forever right now to move anything. But again, I can't check the oil because they got a padlock on the reservoir. So it ends up being that I can't keep making trips back and forth to town to have them add oil or fix the problem, but they never did fix the problem up by the couplers. It's basically running out of there, right onto the exhaust. My towels have soaked through twice. I've got probably about 6 foot left. I'm just gonna cut into my old trench here, and I'm definitely not one to hire to get a straight line because I am very serpentine doing this, but it'll be covered 20 years from now. We'll probably forget where the line is anyway. But right now, we're gonna go ahead and finish this last little bit. That's not just leaking, that's like pouring out. Okay. It's just going to smoke all over the place. I'm not trying to burn down their thing. That's not going to work. We're not going to be able to finish it. It's literally gushing out. Like, huh? It's not honey. It's honestly, I understand it's only that far, but it's literally running out, like pouring out of it. Right here. So, all right, well, I guess I'll dig this part by hand. We'll dig down 3 foot across here and all right, I'm gonna go ahead and try to move this out.
I know where to aim.
So this isn't a good sign when you got to carry this with you when you're trying to finish your trenching, but we ended up about literally like that far from being done. The oil is literally pouring out of the quick couplers that are right above the exhaust. I know we've talked about that multiple times about the pouring oil. Did not get it fixed, so Ace might have to do a little bit of work on that. So we got it loaded back up again. We got the chains, ratchets, or bound with the binder. We got those down. We're gonna take it back to town, and I guess we're gonna be digging the rest by hand, which should be able to use our towable backhoe. Not convenient, but we'll make it work. We will get it figured out, and we will try to get this line in yet today so we can get it covered. It's frustrating, but that's part of it, and we will get through it. But like I said, hopefully you don't need to have this. Luckily, we carry this in the pickup, so we were ready for action if we needed to, but did not need it. And so we are going to take this back. Hopefully it doesn't burn up on the trailer on the way home, but we will be ready if it is. So digger wasn't able to get this all the way cleaned out, so we are digging this out by hand just at the end. We're gonna go ahead and keep going here and get this down to our 36 inches. As you can tell, this is probably deeper than 36 inches right here, but I'm gonna level some of this dirt out, and yeah, we're gonna be pulling that wire the rest of the way here shortly. Using a tile shovel, so it's a trench shovel, I think is what they call it. It's 4 inches wide, which is the same width as the trencher that we used. So I can go right along here. As you can see, where I'm standing is a little bit wider because when I originally dug that, I thought it was a cool cat and could trench another line next to the existing line, and I missed it. So now I've got an 8-inch wide trench right here, which I can put my legs in. Not using any shoring, because it would just be my legs that were collapsed, and I know most of the people on the rescue squad, so they're very capable to pull me out of here if this side collapses. But we got heavy enough clay here that it is like a compacted sidewall. It's like concrete. So I'm glad we had the trencher. I'm glad we had digger. So we ended up getting this dug with the digger. Took a little bit longer to do that little bit that the trencher wasn't able to do. If you can rent a trencher, the trencher is the way to go. My digger may not be the best tool to do that. It's not the fastest. If you had a mini excavator, that'd probably be very beneficial as well. But the trencher just keeps it right at 36 inches and away you go. So we filled the rest of this out. We got it dug out. We got the trench filled out down over there. And so now we've got this setup right here. So this is our wire we're going to be using. I'm going to switch this around so it feeds out from the bottom, not out the top. But this is going to be 4/0, 4/0, 2/0. That will be our service line running from the road up here to the shed. And then we will get the service hooked up there. But I need to spin this around so that it's feeding from the other way instead of over the top. It'll feed from the bottom. Then I can pull it up here and not disturb this very bad. And then we can pull it the rest of the way. So we're going to use the pallet fork, an old bale spear, so a little bit of farmer ingenuity on that, an old bale spear through this spool, and yeah, like I said, we're going to get this spun out. Should be about 320 some feet. I think they've got 320 feet marked here. I think I ordered 325. I don't know, remember, but we should have enough to give us about 6-7 feet on each end when it's all said and done, and that should do it. So we're going to go ahead and get this spun back around. So we're putting this down. It's about 3 foot down here, right here. It gets a little closer at the shed. We didn't get all the way straight down with that. It's about 6 foot up the wall here. It goes to the bottom of the trench, comes up the wall. The electrician will put conduit. We're gonna go direct bury all the way out from here, but he'll put conduit into the ground and then put an elbow, and the box will be somewhere right in here, which you have no point of reference on where this is on the shed. It could be 2 inches off the ground. It could be 12 feet in the air, but right here is where we're going to be. Like I said, hopefully that's a long enough tail. He's not going to put the box up here that I have to reach up to. More than likely this is what it'll be. So we're just going to go ahead and let this curl over here, and we should be able to run the rest of this out to the pole. So off we go. So we got the cable in the trench right now. You can't tell it. Let me go ahead and zoom in right here. I don't know if you can see that down in the bottom there or not. Nope, Shadowlands. But we have got the cable in. I'm just making sure that it's pulled. You guys have got to see this ridiculousness known as my trenching abilities. So I probably should have got 10 extra feet for my serpentine look that I had going here. You may wonder what these piles of dirt are right here. This is where the trencher broke down between this spot and that spot. So I had to dig that with digger. So that's why it's not quite as pretty, but you can definitely see the wire down in there now. Maybe, let's see, can you? Right there, I don't know. Anyway, it's in there. We went for that 30 to 36 inches is where the distance ended up being. I'm coming down here to make sure that the cable is at least, hopefully, my height. Down at the other end, we definitely got it that high. So I'm gonna try to get you so you can see my face. We definitely got it that height. I'm glistening because I was digging in the trench and things like that. Mrs. Fourrow's down there trying to save a toad that fell into the 3-foot trench. So she's being Mother Nature right now. And we're gonna hold this up, push that down, and probably should pull that back just a skosh. We ended up going about 6 foot up this wall. I'm a skosh over 6 foot onto this wall. These different screws are at 2 foot. So 2, 4, 2, 4, 6. I'm about 5 inches up. That should be about 6.5 feet. So that should allow him to put the panel anywhere right here on this sidewall that he would want the electrician. So we're gonna go down to this other end and make sure that we are good to go. I definitely did not have any extra cable, which I guess is good. I'm not wasting a bunch of cable, but I was very efficient in my measurement. Probably would have helped if I hadn't gone all snaky with my trenching abilities, but that's fine. Like I said, it was the first time running the trencher, and we are gonna be good to go. At least I know how deep it is now. We are 30 inches, give or take. We are at a minimum of 24 in one spot because I wanted to go up over that other line, so I didn't hit it because it was at 30 inches. Didn't want to lay both of them on top of each other. So Mrs. Fourrow's over here. I'm going to spin you around so you can see Mrs. Fourrow chasing a frog. Yeah, look at, she said it made it. It was down here in the trench. We noticed it, and we don't really want to bury it. We think that's kind of mean to do. So we are going to, Mrs. Fourrow used the trench spade. And oh, look at, he made it out. So this is the toad right here. This is the toad, right? There he goes. Look at that. Look at that. Thing's probably, you see him right there? He is right there. So yeah, good job, Mrs. Fourrow. Tractor looks like it's going to tip over. It's cattywampus. It won't. Kubota don't tip over. Well, they could. You've almost saw. Go back and watch one of those videos where I almost tipped that thing over. So I guess I was trying again. I'm going to check my measurement here on this end to make sure we're good. And then I think it's backfill action. What do you think, Mrs. Fourrow?
Ready to be done.
Yeah, it's kind of warm out. It got warm. But luckily the sun is on our face and you're beautiful as usual, so that's always helpful. And so I'm going to give you the camera to you so I can take my height measurement. Push this down in the pit here, or down into the pipe, or down into here. And yeah, we're going to be good. He's going to wire it in down here is where the breaker is. If you look down in this area, that's the breaker for this power going up here. So he's got to wire it in back over here. So he should have enough tail on that to do that. And if not, we will divide and overcome and conquer that, whatever needs to be done. And so I'm going to go ahead and loop that up there, get on the tractor, and start using the blade to backfill this. And we'll just start rolling it over, rolling. And then we're just going to push that back in and pack it in. And it'll settle over time, but we'll just come back with more dirt and do all that stuff. That's what we're up to. So we got the smoke going. Don't need that on. Going to go into medium range, take the brake off, and away we go. So as I go over the windrow that we have of dirt, I'm going to try to push it that way so it'll all just fall right into that ditch, and that way I don't have as many passes to make. So I'll go down and then come back, pushing the dirt into that into the middle, drive down the middle of it, pack it all in there real nice. But I'm going to move these shovels right here so I don't drive over them. So we ended up getting the line trenched in from the building to the road. It was a long process, but we got it done. A couple frustrating points with the trencher deciding to basically start squirting like an arterial bleed of oil onto the exhaust pipe 2 times. We decided it would be not advantageous to use that. So we ended up a couple feet short, but we did get the line in. The electrician should be here in the next week to put the box up here, hook the line up down there. We'll have electricity. We will have electricity. We'll have electricity in the shed. So that is great news. It's good to get that in. Hopefully the electrician doesn't say, oh, I need 3 extra feet. I'll just tell him to tie a wire on it and add a little thing. So that's where we're at right now. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. This has been a long video in the making. It should have just been a out and put it in. But because of digger and everything else like that, it just took a couple more days, weeks. But it's in, it's buried, we're ready for electricity. This could be an electrifying experience. Hopefully you liked the video. Hopefully you liked the editing Mrs. Fourrow's done. And thanks for watching, everybody. And remember to help in the algorithm, comment, like, and if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting on. Subscribe already. Thanks for watching.